and welcome to the wild and rugged Exmoor National Park. This stunning spot is the perfect place for adventure and for a competition that will challenge you to your physical limits. But those teams taking part in the Intelligent Sport UK Challenge also need to get their brains into gear, ready for the endeavours that lie ahead. The clue, of course, is in the name. It's Intelligent Sport, an event that sees teams of 4 pitting their wits against some really tough physical and mental challenges conjured up by the creative organisers. If it sounds like hard work, well, that's because it is. These teams represent the best in British business, but although they've escaped the office for a few days, it's definitely no holiday. Let's find out what's been happening with our commentator, Rob Walker.
Welcome to the Intelligent Sport UK Challenge on Exmoor National Park. We've been here for 4 days of top-class action, mountain biking, night stages, high fives, plenty of mud as well, both for the cameramen and the competitors. The sun has also shone, and en route these guys have raised £310,000 for the NSPCC. And remember, the key here is to perform mentally as well as physically. They've had 6 stages. We're all gearing towards a big climax. There have been some brilliant finish dives. I'm not sure they'll have the energy at this, the 7th and final stage, which is the Intelligent Sport Grand Prix. A fascinating climax. For some of these guys, it'll take 3 hours. Others will be as quick as 2. But however fast, it will be a tough finish. A few pensive looks. So let's take a look at the course profile. We start off with a 3K run before the first of 4 action zones, each one a mental challenge. Quicker you complete it, quicker you're back out on the course. 7.5K on the bike, a real uphill section there before they get to the memory zone. Thankfully for tired legs and tired minds, it's pretty flat up to the intelligence zone, and then how about that for a downhill run into the last of the mental challenges and the glory of the run into the finish. Now, if you watched last year, you'll know that Telenor Norway won in Aviemore in 2010. And it's so far so good this year as we close in on the big climax of what's already been a thrilling encounter.
Telenor historically have always done very well, so how are you feeling about this event?
I think we have put ourselves together today, and we will concentrate, and I think everybody are really fit, so we should manage these hills, although they seem a little bit hard.
Little bit of modesty in that laugh. Now here's a team to beat, Airbus. They've been so dominant over the last 10 years. They've won the World Team Challenge Championship. They've won this one. They're always expected to feature.
Is there a mixture of experience on the team?
There is, yeah. I've competed UK and World Challenger events. The same with Stan, one of our guys. And we're bringing some new guys through that have only done one event before now as well. So it's a different challenge all round.
How do you fancy your chances?
I think we should nail this stage now. We've got real good, clever guys, but we seem to make silly mistakes, and we need to cut those out to win this event.
Runners-up last year, finishing behind Telenor, are AWE, a team of brain rather than brawn.
We came back to try and win this time, hopefully after a couple of years of coming second. We're all pretty strong across the band, from running, biking, canoeing, and good mental and navigation skills throughout.
There's lots of good competition here for you. How do you rate yourselves? Second last year, as you said. What about this year?
Top 10, we'll say. We're in the top 10, but it's hard to say. There are good teams out there, you know, you can't say what you're going to be. There are just too many good teams in place to call it. Yeah, first on the first stage is one thing, but we've got to keep that going.
I think you're backtracking. I'm pretty sure we started the interview with second last time here to win it. So you're confident then that you're going to succeed, you're going to do well?
Of course.
It's time for the talking to stop and the action to start. A 3K run gets things underway, but only one team member does the opening K. Listen to the big countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and they're underway. You can expect this to be fairly fast. They will have picked their best athletes. Big drive out here. Look at this from Adam. He's representing Logica. I'm not sure he'll be out front for too long. Pretty exhausting headwind facing these guys. World-class athletes use beaches to train on, and they do so for a reason. that is extremely energy sapping at the best of times, not least of which at the end of 4 days of action. You've got Airbus in the background on the right-hand side in the blue, Team 69. And in the foreground here, the guy that we would expect to lead this early run, Glenn Watts, Team 37, that's BRE. He's a Busa steeplechase champion, won the 3A's under-23 title, and I understand he'll be competing in the British trials for the Daegu World Championships at the end of this month. So, real quality here, and he's making this look pretty easy. He's miles ahead of some of these. They're running towards a whole line of marshals where they'll pick up an envelope with an encryption clue to help them at the first action zone. There are the marshals, issuing a little bit of encouragement. Watts will be the first to get there. Here he comes, looking pretty relaxed. Oh, she looked like she enjoyed that. What a smoothie, and as he turns, he'll be having in his envelope E = V, S = H. Some of these teams are very experienced, and they will have arrived with a set of sheets to help them crack the codes. Preparation is key on this event. So it's a blistering start for some of these. What a shot that is. You can just see Watts in the distance coming back to where he started from. High five from the rest of his team, and BRE are on their way. Really good run, and you'd expect nothing less from a Busa champion. He's back, rucksack on, and BRE have the early lead at this stage. Well, we said it was the early stages, and Team BRE, despite Glenn Watts' heroics, are already being overhauled by some of the more experienced quartets. One or two getting a little ride there as we close in on Action Zone 1. On the left of screen, you've got Telenor wearing the polka dot jersey. Now, if you're familiar with the Tour de France, you know that the polka dot equals King of the Mountains. And for these guys, it means the Norwegians are brilliant on foot and bike at the ascents. And there are certainly a few of those to be tackled before they get to the glory of the finish line. So we're in the encryption zone. And the quicker they solve this code, the quicker they can crack on with the second part of the course. Remember, they've got E = V and S = H to help them through this Action Zone 1. And as you can see, some of the teams have come prepared, already preempting this type of challenge.
Is this making sense to you guys?
No. It should do, but it's not.
Well, it looks as though one of the three Accenture teams have got it. A little whoop of delight. Superb stuff here, and they will take the early lead.
Yeah.
There's another one of the Accenture teams. There's something in the water with those guys. Now, what was the answer?
No faffing. Straight. The only way is up.
Well, it certainly is, because the 7.5K on the bike they're about to face is seriously steep. So the organisers giving them a clue as to what comes next.
Yeah, we had it prepped already. We knew it was coming. Reverse alphabet's a bit of an old classic.
Wait, 5 seconds, third! Phew, go Accenture! Thanks to their advanced planning for the reverse alphabet, Accenture had a monopoly of the podium after the first Action Zone. There were hills to climb now, though, with over 400 metres of height to gain on the 7-kilometre bike ride to the next Action Zone. Behind them, Airbus and AWE were racing to hand in their answers, got the green light and were away on the chase, a short distance behind the other pre-race favourites, Telenor. They were down in 5th position, but with the chance of an impressive ascent on the ride to the next Action Zone, the stage was set for the Norwegian Kings of the Mountains to hit their rhythm and really get Rob Walker excited.
Well, they're wearing the polka dot jersey for a reason. We've been told they're brilliant on bike and on foot on the ascents, and here's their chance to prove it. Telenor already going past GCHQ. See you back in Cheltenham, boys. So from 5th to 4th, now it's the trio of Accenture teams that lie ahead, as well as an agonising climb. They're really making it look easy at the moment. Oysten Eggen at the front, renowned as a cross-country skier. And if you've watched your Winter Olympic sports, you'll know those guys are rock hard, toying with these Accenture teams, and you can see just how steep this course is. Even a few cheers to get them along their way. And how agonising is this? Accenture going well, glances to the left, and still the Norwegians pour forward. Well, I wonder how many training sessions they've done up in the fjords around Bergen. Men of the mountains. And it's all anxious glances back. If you're an Accenture rider, single file, Egan is taking all the heat here, and he's dragging his teammates along for the ride. The outcome is inevitable here. What a piece of riding by the Norwegian quartet. Came here with the reputation, proved themselves from 5th to 1st in one long ascent. Absolutely superb. Job done.
The polka dot pillagers were tearing up the slopes of Exmoor, while behind them in the light blue, their main rivals Airbus. And further back in the dark blue, AWE were also moving past the Accenture teams. Next up was the memory zone, where teams would split into pairs to answer questions based on a map of the local area. After much deliberating, as well as running back and forth, Telenor maintained their lead. However, both Airbus and AWE were nimble on the mental challenges and cut down the Norwegians' advantage. The Kings of the Mountains would need more of that determined biking to regain lost time. And it's on the ride to the third action zone where we rejoin commentary.
So Telenor are leading. We're watching Airbus in second place. Just checking their maps. Good communication between these guys. Good work in the second action zone. They have eroded a little bit of the Norwegians' lead, but they'll need to keep pushing on here because AWE in the dark blue are closing in, so second and third are intermingled here. AWE were the runners-up last year, would desperately love to go one better. Airbus are the team with the big long-standing reputation over the last 10 years, so a fascinating rivalry unfolding here, and if these two can really get the competitive bit between their teeth, then I wonder just how much they can take out of the Norwegians' lead. Good experience there. My legs are tired, give me a bit of a ride. Now the 5K they're currently completing will take them to Action Zone 3, where they'll have 4 different questions. Here's one of them on your screen now. These guys of course can't see these yet. You can, if you're sitting at home in the comfort of your lounge. Maybe you can have a ponder and see if you can come up with the answer. So it's Airbus and AWE battling against each other, trying to close the gap on the Norwegians, who are going really well at the moment. Now here's an interesting guy on the far side, the dark blue. Phil Haycock, AWE. Looks so easy, doesn't he? He's a former national rowing champion at lightweight 8, and judging by the ease with which he's going past one of the Airbus riders there, he's a very, very useful cyclist as well. Just glancing over his shoulder. Now they're communicating with one another that they're about to turn off this road and close in on Action Zone 3. So AWE, last year's runners-up, are really looking with intent here. Superb setting for this competition, and the weather's been kind as well. AWE with the tiniest of advantage over Airbus, and on the left-hand side you can see Telenor. They've ditched the bikes, now they're on foot, heading towards Action Zone 3, and these guys really need to find a little bit something extra when it comes to the mental challenges, because at the moment they're losing all the good work they've done because they can't solve them quickly enough. There's the Bristol Channel in the background. And here's Airbus doing up a shoelace. AWE pushing on. The gap to the Norwegians is pretty small now, so these two have worked their way back really well. Here's another one of the questions. What comes next in the sequence? And interesting here to see the Norwegians, all four, answering each of the questions as a team. Interesting tactic. I wonder whether that'll change when we see one of the other two teams in contention for the podium coming through shortly.
Going to take a question each. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
Well, Airbus really taking a bit between their teeth there. One question each. So a different tactic. Will it have a different outcome? There come Adidas in their distinctive yellow headbands. Phil Haycock. Really good ride. Wonder if he's feeling tired after that. Doesn't look it. Here are the South Africans, Sanlam. Really good to see them travelling such a long way to be part of this championship.
Is Q1 okay? Yeah, I think so. Q2. Yeah? Okay. Yeah.
Well, Airbus are looking the most together at this stage. Remember, these are the guys who've answered one question each, as opposed to going in pairs, as opposed to going round as a complete quartet. Only one answer left to find. So let's see exactly what the numerical pattern was. Here it comes, +1 times 1, +2 times 2. So the missing number is 148 + 5, 153. Carol Vorderman, eat your hearts out. Well, if they are correct and they're first out onto the third section of this course, this will be a hugely impressive performance. Remember, they arrived here in second and they could be about to take the lead. And the speed with which they've completed these four questions is extraordinary. They certainly look confident. Are they right?
Well done, guys.
Yes, they are. Superb. Green for go. And now they're faced with a 3.5k downhill run. Meanwhile, the debate goes on for the Norwegians, and they're losing valuable time here. Now, the answer to this one: if I'm 21 years older than you, when twice your age, I'll be 42. But that's not for another 12 years, which makes me 30. Minus 21, the answer is 9 years old. So, it looks as though Sanlam, the South Africans, are going to steal a march on the Norwegians. So a truly international flavour here as we get towards the climax of a great 4 days. South Africans are on their way. The Norwegians have gone from first to third, and they've got some ground to make up here. But that is what they're good at. AWE are leading then. Join us after the break to see if they can hang on. Welcome back to the Intelligent Sport UK Challenge in Exmoor National Park. After 4 days of gruelling competition, we've reached the climax with Stage 7, the Intelligent Sport Grand Prix. Beautiful setting, 1 or 2 interested spectators. But the real story unfolding is that AWE, last year's runners-up, are out in front, courtesy of being brilliant on the mental challenges. Which is why Telenor, who are the fittest quartet of that, there is no doubt, are slightly lagging behind here. Not quite as quick when they get into the action zones. Here's the fourth and final one. It's logic. Think Roy Walker, think catchphrase, say what you see. Why don't you try and solve this one? You'll have a lot more time than these teams as we watch Telenor trying to close in. Sanlam, the South Africans, are in third. Airbus, so often the champions, in fourth, and Adidas going well in fifth. It really is still anyone's title here.
Well done, Team 12.
But here they come, the leaders facing their last action zone. They still can't see DNA fourth at the moment. They're still waiting to check into the fourth action zone. Phil Haycock, such a brilliant cyclist. Now they're in the zone, and the clue is about 20 yards directly in front of them.
Got it, guys. Yeah? Back and forth.
Well, that is absolutely amazing. Haycock thinks he's done it. DNA backwards is and, back and forth. This is superb.
Well done, guys.
He must have taken no longer than about 3 seconds to solve this, and in the process, he's given his team, AWE, one hand on the Champions Trophy.
Humiliating old man by sprinting off, will you? Let's go over together.
Let's go over together is the cry.
Enjoy this, boys.
They're already celebrating.
Thank you.
But are they being a little premature? Remember, Telenor, the fantastic runners and cyclists, are in second place. If they can solve this as quickly as AWE, they have a 2K run course in which to close it down.
Word puzzles are always hard for Norwegians.
They're not good with words.
They say they're not good with words. Every second that they deliberate, AWE close in on the finish line. Can they find the answer and find it quickly?
The back and forth.
They're there. Well, they've plucked that one brilliantly. Remember, they're operating in their second language here. But no matter how fast they are over the last 2K, it is too late because AWE have produced a superb team performance. They can start to hear the applause at the finish line. They are going to become the Intelligent Sport champions for 2011 here in Minehead, and they have done it in fine, fine style. A victory celebration richly deserved.
Well done. You did say you were here to win this year. You seem to have done it.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Torture and others.
How are you feeling? How did that go?
Shattered after this morning, but it went really well.
Telenor's a tough group to beat, so that must have been quite satisfying.
Oh, very, very, very satisfying.
And that was such a great feeling, that final run back in. Really good, but really hard work.
Second over the line, 75 Telenor. You guys are good at this, aren't you? Well done.
Well, we have some troubles with the Oxford English Dictionary. Otherwise, we try to compensate with running very fast.
It must feel good coming over the line.
Definitely. Now it's time for a break for us. Champagne!
Champagne is the cry, and all the teams enjoy a well-earned drink. A superb championship. AWE take the overall title. Telenor settle for second. Airbus another bronze to add to their collection. Lloyds are in fourth. 3 teams from Accenture in the top 10. Sanlam from the South African Republic did well in 7th, and Detica and Adidas complete the top 10.
Well, they've worked really hard for this, and you can tell just how much it means for every team who completes the Intelligent Sport UK Challenge. Congratulations to our winners, AWE. The only business left on the agenda now is the drinking of bubbly. Goodbye from Minehead.
How was that?
That was great. Fantastic.